In fact, in the past, and it's true, and that's the major difference, if you want the relation between master and slaves, or the relation between the owner, of the castle and the land in Europe and the peasants, for example, was a relation of reciprocity. Is that the slaves, between quotes, were giving their work, but in exchange of that, they would get protection, shelter, food, and that was already a basis of reciprocity. Of course, not. I don't make it acceptable, of course, but there was this kind of reciprocity, and against their work they would get, again, food and everything they needed to have a basic life. Now there is not any kind of reciprocity anymore. Like, for example, in all the country we went, doesn't matter if it's in Bolivia or in Brazil. Brazil is a great example because, again, the sugarcane cutters were cutting cane for the conquistadors. Are not the same, of course, for the conquistador for sugar, and now they are cutting cane for ethanol. But they live in exactly the same condition. Like, as you saw in the film, they explain that they make like probably $5 or $6 a day, working like, these 12 hours, sometime bare feet under the scorching sun, and cutting this massive amount of cane. If not, they are not even paid at all. And at the end of the day, the only choice that they have is to spend this money, which is even in some case not even given in form of money, but in form of coupon that they can exchange for food at the store owned by the owner of the plantation, so of course the money never leave. In fact, the plantation, there's not even money exchange, and these people even have to pay to rent their equipment, like the boots and the cutter and etc. And if you want, so there are even worse situation in Bolivia that the Minister of Indigenous Affairs explained to us, is that when the debt of these people, of these workers, for example, when they start to go on the plantation to work, in order to get shelter and equipment and clothes, etc., it creates a debt that they have to repay by their work. But in fact, the system is so perverted that they never repay the debt, even in their entire life of work, because the debt is recreated every month, every year, whatever the system is, and the debt is transferred from generation to generation. And so, which is a very nice way to enslave people, of course, because they don't have even the means to leave the place, the haciendas, they say there, in order to find another work. It's impossible. They have zero money, because of course, again, they are not paid as a salary. They are paid by shelter and food and other things like that, and they have no way to live. So if you want, the system is worse than it was before, because at least there was this reciprocity in the past, which doesn't exist anymore. And as other experts explain in the film, that changed when this modern form of capitalism arrived, which was parallel with the religious issue, as they explain. They say that in fact, this religious, the Protestantism and all that came with this concept of very individualistic, place on earth, let's say, for people, and at the same time came this very extreme idea of capitalism, which is very individualistic at all. It's everyone for himself.